Social activist and former government minister Dwyer Astaphan believes the government must present definitive scientific evidence that the old Bastia High School site on Victoria Road is unfit for the construction of the new school.
I have made a case that the government has not proven definitively that the old site is unusable and is unfit for purpose. And it is for the government to prove to the country conclusively and definitively that the old site is unfit and unsuited for purpose. The government has not proved that. And there must be a reason that the government hasn't done so. Perhaps the reason is that they can't. And that the rationale for going to the new site is more political than scientific. Now, I'm not saying there aren't problems at the old site. It is those very problems that caused the school to close. But are those problems fixable? If they are, then this is 2019, modern technology, modern science, right there for you. Fix them, rebuild a modern school, and not a glass and steel monstrosity, but something that fits into our architectural heritage.
Mr. Astaphan said building the new school on the proposed site at Ponds Pasture presents more risk than building on the old site.
And I would suggest that it is going to be less expensive in terms of funding the mitigating elements that have to be introduced in the other site, the proposed site, which seems to be a site of higher risk than the original site. So the risk element always carries a cost factor with it. And what was going to be a $40 million project, they're now saying $80 million, and that does not include a number of mitigating elements.
The construction of the new Bastia High School on the proposed Ponds Pasture site has triggered the ire and opposition of some persons who argue that the location sits atop water well fields at the Bastia Valley Aquifer, which, if contaminated, will affect the country's potable water supply. Minister of Education Sean Richards has said it was decided against building the new school on the old site, as there has not been any definitive reason given by expert reports as to what was the cause of the illnesses reported by some teachers and students at the school. He said it was best to err on the side of caution and build the school on a totally new site.
Numerous tests have been done, and after all of the testing, you still can't get a definitive answer as to what is causing the issues at Bastia High School. And therefore the government said, we will build a brand new Bastia High School.
Well, based on some of those reports, or at least particularly one of those reports, which the opposition has hinted to, is that they're saying that the issues that were wrong with the campus could have been fixed.
Well, they didn't fix those issues then. I told you they went in once, said issues resolved. Move back in the students, move back in the teachers. And what happened? They moved out again under the very same government which said the issues can be fixed. A government which claims that it left $900 million in the treasury. So that if the government was serious, if it is claiming that the issue is fixable, or it was their intention to build a brand new Bastia High School, they could have pursued any one of those two particular initiatives.
Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.